see the little dirt coming out of it?
Mm-hmm.
How often do we have to backfill?
As needed. There's not a good answer. It depends on the usage, how much dirt falls onto this pad. So now water's clearing up, so you can shut it off. Once the pump stops, just reverse the valves.
Go back the opposite way each time.
Yep. And then the water will flow again. You'll see a difference in your flow will probably pump up a little bit. So again, you're just going to allow it to go in the top and out the bottom. And then when you start it back up, use speed 2. Well, they got the drain hooked up. They're going to have to put a check valve in between this and that, because it's going to back up through there. That's going to automatically go into a priming mode. It's going to run fast for a little bit, and when it slows down, that'll be the speed that will get you your desired flow rate.
It should be 50 gallons.
50 GPM on the Schedule 40 side is the flow rate for this.
Got it.
Now, if you ever have to take the basket out, you have to periodically take the basket out and clean it. You're going to lose prime. When you do that, before you start the pump, just turn these 2 valves off because they're tied in down there. It's a big vacuum leak. Turn those off. Once the pump's running, you can turn it back on. Well, I guarantee you're going to forget that a couple times because I did it myself. I want to run, and it's always bad. And that's all there is to this. This thing will just run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week while the park's open. Periodically check your sand filter. The biggest way you're going to see that is your flow is going to be diminished a little bit.
Okay.
And you may also have this pressure will start to build up on you. And rain all day. Here we are.
Where's the sand filter?
What? That's the sand filter.
Okay. How do you check that?
You don't. I mean, you don't need to check that sand probably 7 to 10 years. Yeah.
All right. I'm just asking.
You're going to check it by the flow and the pressure.
Right.
It's telling you it's starting to plug up. And again, you'll figure out as the park is busy what the schedule. Maybe every 2 days, or maybe every 5 days. I don't know. They're all different. Any questions on this half? This half, you just set it and forget it.
Got that.
All right. The second half of this unit is the feature unit. So you've got a frequency drive that operates the pump. And this thing is set up for a remote signal. So it's waiting for a signal from that panel over there. And the signal comes when the kid hits the little step up on the spray pad. It sends a signal over to the water play panel. It will send the signal to the pump. It will open that. It will also change this valve position to force water out to the spray pad while it's running. When the sequence ends, we can adjust the sequence however you guys want, but while it's out there running, when it turns off, it'll leave this pump running for 10 minutes. The purpose of that is, if it's during the day and there's a lot of kids playing, when it turns off, all they got to do is hit the bollard again. It's already got pressure built up, it just keeps going. But after 10 minutes of inactivity, this will turn off, then a minute later that'll open up. But when you do it the first time, there's a little bit of a lag. But the purpose of that is the kids get frustrated. So we keep the pump running and it speeds that recycle time up. Now there is the sequence, we can set it to run 5 minutes, you can set it to run 45 minutes. Just depends on what you would like.
That's up to her.
That's going to be the hard decisions.
And that's an easy thing to change as the season goes on, so that's no
How do
big
I
deal.
change that?
I'll show you that. So if you want to go over and just tap on that sensor up there? What that's going to do is going to start this pump. This thing will dance now. they do. All the valves is opening and closing.
What controls the amount of pressure that comes up? Is it always the same?
Well, we can either, well, you don't have to take it out. You want it higher or lower? The target audience is 547. You don't want it too high. But you can control each one individually by adjusting this valve to slow them down. Each one.
And that's how you control it right here.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any way to determine valve 3 goes to which feature?
I'd have to ask the initial installer. I can see if he
It'd be
knows.
nice to find that one so they can know this
Yeah.
goes to what. Well, ideally have a diagram of the pad, put a valve number by each feature.
Tape it right there.
Never close this. Never. And never close this all the way. This is like the emergency off ramp on a runaway truck ramp. So if something goes wrong, this valve closes. The X-ray is partially open, so the water's got somewhere to go. Otherwise, it'll deadhead, it'll boil, and just slowly pumps up. This is critical. If you go to Chicago, we go one place because they can't do it. So never close that. This is a manual bypass. Somewhere for that water to go, that valve fails. Good news is if valve fails, it's rare they will happen. Always keep this open, always keep that partially open.